Today I'm gonna review WWE 13. Right now, most questions most wrestling fans of wrestling games have is usually, is it like No Mercy? And in that, no, it is not like No Mercy. There will never be a wrestling game like No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000 or WCW versus NWO or none of that. But what we get pretty much the same if you play WWE 12, but with much more better features, such as you get a new mode, you get Attitude Era mode this year, where you play through certain events that define the Attitude Era mode and events from basically the 90s that is very big in wrestling. So with that mode, it comes with Stone Cold, The Rock, even though the game has The Rock now and all that in it. You get DX, get X-Pac, you get Kane with the mask, you get Undertaker with the gloves. The game goes back pretty far in wrestling history, pretty much. But aside from that game modes, you get all the matches that was in WWE 12 basically. So you got Iron Man match, you got Extreme Rules match, you got Last Man Standing match, you got a Championship Scramble, Money in the Bank, all that good stuff. And the past pay-per-views that this game has, all the way up to WrestleMania. But where the game really shines at is just the roster of characters you have to choose from. Like I said, the Attitude Era is there. So you got DX, Triple H. You got Triple H before he was called Triple H. You got Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You got Mask Kane with the good mask, not Kane with a mask over his mask. And you got who else? You got APA, so you got Farouk and Bradshaw. And then you just don't have Bradshaw, you have JBL in there too. You got Paul Bearer. Pretty much is good and with some little characters that wasn't from the Attitude Era, but they there. Like you got Kevin Nash and Booker T and Vader. But pretty much that the main series of the game, it does a really good job. But where it really shines is the online creator user aspect of the game. They really did a good job on that this year. You could go there, you could download movesets, arenas, custom-made wrestlers. And, a lot of them is pretty on point. So you can make the even extensive roster that's in the game even more longer. So let's say the game has 50 characters, and you go on user created submissions, and you could get 50 more characters. You just pretty much made a 100 character game right there, all by yourself. But that's pretty good. I mean, the online matchmaking is what it is. It's wrestling. If you guys go that hard for wrestling, play it online, you're gonna have a good time. And it's the game has, I believe, one DLC pack, one fan access pack, where it adds more characters to the great roster of the game. We get Rikishi, more Attitude Era wrestlers. You get Rikishi, Val Venus. You get some of the new guys. You get Ryback, you get Tenzai, and you get, who else? Get a few. You get Damian Sandow, and I believe Cody Rhodes already there. But you get majority of the people that's in there now. But I had a lot of fun with this game. If this is about as close as I'ma feel to the old WWF No Mercy on the 64. But it come a real close second to that game. This is up there with Here Comes the Pain. It's really, really good. Oh, and speaking of Here Comes the Pain, you know who in this game? The greatest wrestler of all time that's not Hulk Hogan and or Ric Flair. They got Brock Lesnar. But they got Brock Lesnar with his UFC attire, since the game pretty much uses kind of the same engine from UFC Undisputed 3. But, it don't play the same. 2 different games. One is a striking game and one is a grapple game. So, it's pretty different. But, still, beautiful game. If I could rate it 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000, I could and I would. Please believe I would. But, for THQ's last game, since they did file for bankruptcy and auction off all their titles that they was working on, this is pretty last outing for THQ. But you know, never say never in this gaming industry. But if I had to rate this game for wrestling fans, it's a must. Go pick it up. You gotta have it in your collection. You can't miss out on this. This game a 10 out of 10. But for people that used to watch wrestling and remember wrestling from the 90s and all that, when wrestling was at its peak in the golden era, this a worth look at. It really is. It's a good game.